Hey everyone, hope you all are doing well. Hope everyone's staying safe out there. I've got a slightly different video for you today. Gonna be featuring this thing right here. This is a Detex EAX500 exit alarm. This is basically what you would see on an emergency exit in a retail establishment, commercial building, something like that. Sometimes you see them incorporated with push bars, rim exit devices, things like that. This is basically meant to alarm an emergency exit so that you can keep it as an emergency exit, easy to access, but people can't just go in and out as they please. This one here works with magnetic contacts, where as soon as that magnetic contact is broken, an alarm will sound. It's a 100 decibel alarm that will sound either, and depending on the mode, until the door is closed plus 2 minutes, or until the alarm is actually deactivated with the key. Now this has 2 locks on it. It's got an upper lock, which is a cam lock, and a lower lock, which is a standard Mortise cylinder. This one has a Schlage SC1. It's actually a 6-pin, so it could be an SC4, but this one's only pinned to 5. Now this lock down here is how you turn the alarm on and off, and this lock up here is how you actually open the enclosure. This is your standard wafer lock. These are not key-to-like. There are 30 different keys that you could get with your Detex device. It's a DT01 through DT030. And just like any other wafer lock, these can be jiggled, but this relocks every 90 degrees and it needs to be turned about 8 times to get this thing open. So if I demonstrate here, we can jiggle this thing open just like any other wafer lock. And when you're jiggling a wafer lock, it's best to put a little bit of pressure. Put the jiggler in, put a little bit of pressure on the cylinder, and then turn back and jiggle up and down, back and forth, in and out. And once you get it open once, try to remember the depth of that jiggler and keep it at that same depth. And if you do that, then it makes your life a lot easier. Be a lot easier if I had this thing mounted up in something. Almost there. Alright, there we go. So, that is what it takes to jiggle this thing open. It's not very easy, and it takes quite a while, so you're definitely not going to be doing that in the back of a store or with other people around. Maybe late at night, you could rake the thing open, jiggle it open without a whole keyring full of jigglers. If you got the place to yourself and you're trying to use a door to let people in or something like that, but that is not a very efficient way of getting in and out of this thing. Now the mortise cylinder down here being a Schlage with, no security pins, there's not a whole lot to it, so we can most likely just rake this thing open. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, so turn it off. Doesn't want to turn back on, but it sure turned off all right. There we go. Off again. Whatever, that's more important anyway. So, like I said, this is just a standard mortise. It's got a Yale-style tailpiece on it. You can also get an attachment for an Adams Wright tailpiece. These can be key retaining. This one's not. There's a part you can get that goes on the back side of this part here that makes it key retaining. Now when you take this off, these are your magnetic sensors here on either side, and you can use an external sensor or input or whatever. Basically is you cut this little jumper here, and then it uses this contact, so you would connect your contact or your switch or whatever to this, and keep a closure between these two contacts. As soon as that opens, it sets the alarm off. Now these are your switches here to change modes. This changes from your 2-minute reset, it's called rearming, to your key rearming. And then this is a status indicator, so when this is off, you don't get any lights on the front telling you what's going on. While it's armed at least, and then when this is on, you'll get a red light blinking on the front telling you that it's been armed. Now this here is the mortise assembly. Your mortise lock goes in the back here, and the tailpiece interacts with a collar inside that moves this arm up and down, which then engages this micro switch. So when you arm the alarm, as you can see, that switch raises up, or that arm raises up and holds that switch in place. Now, this white piece on the back here is for a feature called outside key control. You can mount a rim cylinder on the outside of the door, run the tailpiece in here, and then this will allow you to close that micro switch there, which will give you a 15-second bypass of the alarm. Now that can be mighty handy when trying to get into a door that is alarmed on the inside and you can't access the alarm to turn it off. But since that mortise cylinder isn't shielded, we can take a wire, or this is an Adams Wright bypass wire. This is not the best thing for the job because it is a bit flimsy, and that spring on the back is pretty strong. But if we insert this upside down, normally we insert it like this, but if we insert it upside down and go all the way through, we can actually pick up that piece on the back there that is used for outside key control, and we can engage that switch. Now that is not fully engaging there. It might have done it that time, but it's a very strong spring, so with a stronger wire it would be easier to get it to make a full closure. But once you do make a full closure, I think you'll get an indicator on the front telling you that you've done it, but either way you can just kind of wiggle it until you are sure that you've gotten it, and then you've got 15 seconds to open that door and get in and or out. Now if this was yours, I would put something behind there, like a coin or a washer or something, just to stop that from being a possible means of bypass. But that's, again, not something you're going to really be doing in front of a bunch of people, so I don't think it's something that you really have to worry about too much. but it was something I found, so I figured I'd share it. But anyway, this was just a little something different. Please let me know down in the comments if you want me to feature more security devices and things related to security and access control, or if you'd like me to just stick to standard lockpicking. Now the lockpicking's not going anywhere, but I do have access to a good bit of equipment. I work in the field, so please let me know if you'd like to see more of this stuff, and or not. Either way. All right. Well, thanks a lot, all. Take care. Have a good one, and I'll see you on the next one.